Welcome to the Anime Podcast channel. My name is Benji, and today we're going to be discussing one of the most anticipated events that is going to take place in the One Piece storyline, the Great Cleansing. And yes, we do have a break this week, but I feel like this is the perfect opportunity to kind of rehash a couple of things that could happen in this very event. And this was an event that was referenced way back at the beginning of Wano at the end of Reverie. And it may be coming very sooner than you may think. But before I get into any of the juiciness of this video, please go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Me and my friends Nick, Taj, and Phil come up with weekly podcast episodes on all of your favorite anime and manga series and content. And before I even start, I want to go ahead and give a huge shout out to my guy Joe Skull's Theory on Twitter. Literally gave me this nice little thread in order to kind of just encapsulate a lot of what I'll be discussing in this very video. So go ahead and check out his Twitter right down below. And if you haven't already, go ahead and join our Discord, one of the most thriving communities for anime and manga content. More so One Piece though. But, go ahead and join our Discord. But without further ado, let's begin. So to start, the Great Cleansing, which is described by the Gorosei and kind of hints to basically removing any kind of thread of opposition that is to take place against the world government. And we have seen the works of the world government played finely tuned behind the scenes in a lot of aspects within the series of One Piece. From the slaves of Fisherman Island to the destruction of Ohara. The world government in One Piece seems very adamant on maintaining the status quo within the series, to any means necessary that they see fit, of course. And it's even more apparent now that we see in chapter 1041 with the Gorosei giving specific orders to go ahead and eliminate Straw Hat Luffy. So with that being said, the events of Reverie and what is currently taking place within Wano as we speak is looking more and more possible that the events within One Piece currently, that the Gorosei or the world government may be trying to move their chess pieces a little bit earlier than we had anticipated. And I'm going to try my best to kind of detail my theories, or more so, my theories adjacent to my boy Joe Skull's theories. But I'm going to try my best to connect both the Straw Hats, the world government, as well as two individuals that we don't necessarily know their status of as we speak. Sabo and Vivi. Meaning what happened within Reverie, and in addition the final conclusive parts within Wano of Kaido possibly being defeated as well as Big Mom being defeated as we speak. We are very much looking at the beginning, or basically the origins of what a Great Cleansing may look like. And here are my points of why exactly I say that. So to start, let's lay down all of the information that we may know about the Great Cleansing in general. Who will be the very individuals who cause this, as well as who will be involved. And then later on, we may even speculate what a Great Cleansing may look like. And, if it's genocide, then, that's but, I digress. So first, let's kind of talk about the eradication of the warlord system. And there's a method to my madness, just hold tight. Now for context, we recently were made aware that the warlord system has been completely eradicated, and in turn been replaced by a special unit developed by the famous Vegapunk, the SSG. But I want you to keep in mind the warlord system was bound to fail. Crocodile's role within Alabasta, as well as the atrocities that Doflamingo caused to Dressrosa. But the warlord system nonetheless were a part of the three great powers within One Piece, alongside the Marines and the four great emperors. And the three great powers and the balance that each of them pose seem to maintain the balance within the One Piece verse, according to the Gorosei. And if you really take all of this into account, this makes this much more of a bigger deal than you may have thought. Especially considering that, we got some top tier players within the warlord system. And it also poses the question, is Mihawk a fraud or not? Is he replaceable by the SSG, a robot? Because, I know a lot of people were saying Mihawk was Yonko level. But, if, he being replaced by robots, I don't think so. You feel me? I'm just saying. I'm just saying, Hey, don't come for me, dog. But you may be asking, why am I talking about the warlords and how is it connected to the Great Cleansing? Well, with how big of a deal it was to go ahead and replace one of the great powers, yet go ahead and replace it, very soon in One Piece we may be very well coming to the conclusive parts of what is to be a more significant event within the story. Now, it hasn't happened yet, and this is all impending on if Luffy will defeat Kaido. And, if I'm wrong, then Mr. Morge, I'll give you your flowers, my guy. But with all signs pointing to Luffy eventually taking down Kaido, kind of, we don't know yet. And we have already gotten the defeat of one of the Yonkos, Big Mom, by the hands of Trafalgar Law and my boy Eustace Kid. And these implications are huge. With the imbalance of two of the great Yonkos of the seas, this would further predicate yet another reason for the world government or the Gorosei to take means into their own hands by any means necessary to maintain the balance within One Piece. Now, quick side note, there seems to be one crew that is at the helm of all of this dismay within the One Piece universe. And I'm pretty sure you know what crew that is. The Straw Hats led by Luffy, the future king of the pirates, who also happens to hold the D. The Will of D, I mean. Yeah. You see, having Luffy and his crew become yet another problem for the status quo of the world would soon lead to an inevitable conflict. Hence why the Gorosei have given direct orders to go ahead and have Luffy eliminated. And you can see the worry that the Gorosei have about maintaining balance, especially from the discovery of Luffy's Devil Fruit. And I quote, "What if I told you there was a potential future that will make us beg for this outcome? It's always better to eliminate dangerous variables." Now, this basically signifies that the Gorosei is very keen to doing whatever it means necessary in order to eliminate any problems from them later on. Basically to maintain the balance, to keep this status quo on the One Piece world. And going back to the Will of D, it was even quoted in chapter 594 of the Gorosei actually stating how problematic the Will of D or the D clan members actually are. But let's kind of pivot a little bit on to Reverie, the very origin of where this great cleansing was actually mentioned. So basically, more info within Reverie gave us insight that both Vivi and Sabo were in some kind of trouble, some kind of situation. Now, Sabo's involvement and whereabouts seem to be a little bit different for at least this theory, but I do believe that he is going to be trapped within Impel Down. And, if I'm going to give some, specifics, I'll go ahead and say that him and Doflamingo will help each other in order to escape Impel Down. If you guys want to go ahead and see that video, it's in the link down below. But I'll also say this, Vivi's involvement is a little bit more complicated than you may think. And I'm going to go ahead and give a huge shout out to my guy again, Joe Skulls Theory on Twitter. He actually made an extensive thread on Vivi's involvement within the Straw Hat crew, as well as, her connection to the Great Cleansing, which I will be stating in this very video. Now, going back to chapter 908, we actually get a statement by the Gorosei that the Nefertari family, headed by Cobra, Vivi's father, wanted to personally meet with them in relations to the Poneglyphs. But also within this little arc, we also get a little bit more information about the Nefertari family themselves and how they were considered traitors, among being a part of the 20 original families, the Celestial Dragons. And the thing that even makes 908 such a crazy chapter is we actually get mention of a great cleansing within this very chapter. And the panel reads this: 800 years ago, the Nefertari dynasty was the sole bloodline of the first 20 to remain in the lower realm. In other words, they are traitors. Has he cottoned on to something? Let us pry so it doesn't derail the talks, especially with the discussion of Big Mom and Kaido. It's been 2 years since the Paramount War, and the rollings will not cease. The world's equilibrium cannot be maintained forever. The time has come for a great cleansing. There's something about these old guys that you gotta hate, but I love how they give so much information. So basically adding this, the Nefertari's family history with Cobra, adding the addition of Im-sama, seemingly making it a significant note that cut multiple wanted posters, yet leaving one intact. Vivi's. And I do want to go ahead and point out, now this is simply just a cover page art that Oda did, but I want you to take a close look at this cover page right here. Nice little hints from the cover page of Vivi literally cleaning while a dragon is watching over her, basically signifying that a great cleansing is happening as we speak, and basically over top are the masterminds of it are the Celestial Dragons. Oda, Nice subtlety, my guy. Nice subtlety. Now, this all ties into the most prominent members of the Nefertari family taking some role in this great cleansing, particularly Vivi. And from the looks of it, it seems like this great cleansing, in some way, shape, or form, the Gorosei is actually attempting to go ahead and erase Alabasta, the same way that they did O'Hara. Now, why does it seem like the Gorosei wants to go ahead and eliminate Alabasta or go ahead and eliminate Vivi? Or what is Im-sama's great plan for Vivi later on down the line? So the reason I actually mention this actually leads into my conclusion. What exactly is being cleansed? Now, why does it seem like the Gorosei have some kind of grand plan for Vivi as well as the home of the Nefertaris, Alabasta? And this is where things get very, very scary. Now, these are all my speculations, but the Great Cleansing could be one major thing. And like I said, this is purely my speculation. If you guys have something different, go ahead and tell me in the comments. And as soon as Luffy, Kid, and Law are successful within Wano and the borders of Wano have actually been opened up, we could be very well leading to the Gorosei doing exactly this. The kingdom of Alabasta could be erased, or attempted to be erased. Now, with Cobra hinting at to already be dead, and also the capturing of Vivi, which also seems like Im-sama has some kind of grandiose plan for her since he did keep her poster intact. The Gorosei could very well be looking to go ahead and eradicate the very rich kingdom of Alabasta, simply in interest of maintaining the status quo, or, maintaining the balance within One Piece, like I've said 100 times in this video. But there is a specific reason why I think that Alabasta is a major plot point within the One Piece storyline. And it is in search of a power that may lay dormant within the country of Alabasta. One that will replace the strength of two of the greatest Yonkos within the seas, Kaido and Big Mom. And I'm talking about Pluton, the ancient weapon capable of destroying the world. Or at least from what we heard. Now, the crazy thing about this is that Pluton was actually first mentioned within Alabasta. And this is how I think it will play out. If Vivi is able to escape her captivity and able to make her way all the way to the Straw Hats in some point, shape, or form, she may seek guidance from Luffy and the rest of the Straw Hats in order to somehow save her home. And this could lead directly to Marijua. And also, here's this cool little thing that also my guy Joe Skull's Theory actually came up with as well. Look at these two parallel statements between Vivi and the Gorosei. Vivi, look, the light is right there. The Gorosei, the light that needs to be extinguished from history. Have you decided who it should be yet? The light representing a new dawn, something that's been completely shoved down our throats. Pause. Within One Piece. And basically the world government is on a mission in order to not let that happen. And in addition, it's very common and a wild thing to really process when the world government seems so adamant about not letting the true history get out in the open. They are very quick to completely wipe out any kind of trace or any kind of evidence of the true history by any means necessary, and we've seen this in multiple occasions within the series. So when Cobra requested a meeting with the Gorosei, this basically created a chain reaction for bad things to come, and the Gorosei to really start moving their chess pieces. And what's going to happen in Alabasta could be the very same thing that we've seen in both O'Hara and God Valley. And all of this will make me even more interested to see what Im-sama's plans are for Vivi and the Nefertari family. Or Alabasta in general. Is she the key to Pluton, and is the Gorosei looking to use Pluton's power in order to replace the strength of two of their missing Yonkos, Kaido and Big Mom? Or are there other motives? We don't know yet. And I can't tell you for sure, but I might save that for another video. But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. I think I nailed home what I wanted to kind of convey in the story. But basically, big shout out to Joe Skull's Theories. Basically, I was able to try my best to kind of encapsulate his theory into this video and mix up a couple of things. But honestly, he's one of the homies, one of the coolest mutes, one of the, OGs, has really great theories and is very aware of his One Piece in a lot of aspects. But I do want to know what you guys think in the comments down below. Let me know if I'm bullshitting or if I'm right, because if I'm right, then, give me all of your clout. I need it. I need it. I need it! I'm just kidding. Or I'm not. But anyways, thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Benji. Go ahead and check out the Geek Giant podcast, and I'll see you guys in the next one. I love you guys. Peace.